One can only guess how it must feel when your father is accused of heinous crimes on worldwide news and is the country's most wanted man. This was true for a young man who seemed to be living a good life as a student in Dubai. But was he really just a student? Once his father got arrested, his father's business seemed to be continuing like he never left. Suspicions will rise even more if I tell you who this father is. Ridouan Taghi, one of the biggest drug kingpins the Netherlands has ever seen. The media has already dubbed his son to be the head of the Taghi organization, but is this really true? This is the story of Faissal Taghi. There is very little known about Faissal Taghi's early life. In fact, there isn't even a picture of him on the internet. The public did not really know about him until his arrest this past September, which suddenly has put the spotlight on him. He was born in 2001 in Nieuwegein, the Netherlands, but grew up largely outside his country of birth after the Taghi family emigrated in 2013. It's clear that Faissal did not have the same upbringing as people his age normally have had. His father, Ridouan Taghi, was heavily involved in the underworld and became one of the Netherlands' most wanted men. I have recently made a nearly 40-minute video about him, be sure to check that out too. According to a detective from Amsterdam called Oliver Dutil, Faissal's father Ridouan Taghi wanted to run his organization for another 2 or 3 more years before retiring. In the meantime, he tried to prepare his 2 sons, who were in their 20s, to take over the organization. However, things did absolutely not go according to plan. Ridouan Taghi got arrested in Dubai back in December 2019 after a nearly 2-year-long manhunt. This forced Faissal to take the throne a bit earlier than intended. Despite Ridouan being jailed in the maximum security prison, he managed to stay in contact with the outside world via his lawyers. According to the media and investigators, Faissal has become the second man in charge of the organization after his father's arrest. And after law enforcement successfully hacked Sky ECC back in July 2021, more and more evidence is piling up, showing that Faissal was not just an innocent student in Dubai. The bulk of the evidence comes from the leaked PGP messages. Those messages show that as soon as Ridouan Taghi was arrested, Faissal had to take care of the business. It all started with giving his father's lawyers, Inez Vesky, a PGP phone, so he could communicate with her about his father's matters. However, Inez wasn't really fond of having a PGP phone. "You understand I can't say anything. I also hope this is not shared with third parties as well," a message sent by her read. Inez seemed well aware that she was not allowed to deliver Ridouan's messages and remained hesitant to use the PGP phone, which led to Faissal's increasing frustration. As a result, Faissal, who was in Dubai, ordered an aunt of his to frequently visit lawyer Inez Vesky to communicate in person. Lawyer is being strange. Not once she emailed since she visited him. Usually she emails every few days. Sometime later, he complained about Inez's communication again, saying in another message, "That lawyer is just crazy. Never emailing, never texting. She's a crazy weird woman." It all started relatively innocent. Faissal inquired whether he could mean something for his father and if he needed anything. However, those messages quickly turned into him inquiring about what his dad would want him to do. "Can you also ask if she could find out what my father would like me to do?" adding, "I think, aunt, that you also have to ask the lawyer to visit dad tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, since there is a lot to talk about." Other messages that have been added as evidence include Faissal instructing Inez to bring a USB stick into the prison. It was revealed that the information on the USB stick referred to a calculation about drug transports, indicating that Faissal was no longer just a concerned son. For investigators, it marked the leadership role Faissal had adopted after his father's demise. Here's where it gets interesting. As his father's organization got taken down piece by piece, law enforcement also managed to take down one of his father's trusted business partners. This man was Italian mob boss Raffaele Imperiale, who was arrested on the 4th of August 2021. Raffaele formed a super cartel with Ridouan Taghi in Dubai that would have further included Daniel Kinahan and Eden G as well. Together, they would have accounted for a third of the coke trade in Europe. Besides being his father's business partner, Raffaele was also Faissal's father-in-law, as Faissal dated Raffaele's daughter. That was not all, because Raffaele also functioned as a tutor/mentor for Faissal ever since his dad got arrested back in 2019. For example, Raffaele allegedly helped Faissal with the finances of the organization after Ridouan's arrest. In February 2021, Faissal Taghi asked Raffaele for €5 million. The reason for this request remains unknown. Was it to fund a shipment of drugs? A loan? A payment? 5 million is a lot of money. After the request, PGP messages sent by Rafael to his associates show that he said it was a private matter. According to the Italian police, Rafael owed Ridouan Taghi about 17 million euros. He then said to Faissal, "Just give me a token and I will pay it. It will be my responsibility to transport it from Italy to the Netherlands. I will split it in multiple shipments to be sure. Let's start with 2.5 million first, divided over 2 times 800,000 euros and 1 time 900,000 euros. This token he refers to is a well-known verification method in the underworld. Prior to the handoff taking place, one party gets a picture of the serial number of a €5 banknote. The other party has to show this particular note at the physical deal. This is to ensure that the money will only be given to the person who has the right token. Messages sent in the days after Faisal's request show the transport being prepared. Apparently, there was a change of plans. The money was sent in one truck with a hidden compartment. Just 4 days after Faisal's request for the money, the full amount arrived in a warehouse in the Netherlands. The money was unloaded, checked, and counted. Rafael apologized for the late delivery. "Sorry, but I don't have any money laying around in the Netherlands," he had said. Whether the other 2.5 million was sent is not clear. However, investigators say that it's instances like these that show that Faissal Taghi was the first man up in the organization after his father's arrest. This evidence all derives from Rafael's arrest. To make matters worse, Rafael decided to cooperate with authorities and became a key witness. Faisal's father-in-law, an ex-business partner of his father, could now testify against him. I wonder how he felt about that. Investigators estimated that Ridouan Taghi's organization had assets worth hundreds of millions several years ago. That money is said to have ended up mostly in Dubai and Morocco. Ridouan is known to have owned fishing companies in the Moroccan coastal town of Agadir in his earlier years. It is also said that he owns a large white villa on the beach near Tétouan. Some would even go as far as to say that Ridouan owned entire villages around Tétouan. The investments into real estate kept going even after he got arrested and was jailed in the maximum security prison in Vught. One of those investments was a villa in Morocco that was being built. It was supposed to have a secret room where Ridouan could hide in after he would escape from prison. After lawyer Youssef Taghi, Ridouan's cousin, is arrested on suspicion of being Ridouan's messenger to the outside world, police found a note in his clothes. Written on it were, among other things, "How are the barbershops doing?" and "What is the value of the house in Akoya?" It seemed as if Ridouan had ordered Youssef to find out about the status of 2 projects in Dubai. The lawyer had an iPad with him during the arrest. On it, detectives discovered a message in which Faissal had responded to the note's questions. The message was, "The barbershop has been sold. The focus should be on bigger things." According to the detectives, Taghi's eldest son was slowly building a business portfolio. He has invested in multiple companies and real estate situated in Dubai. In addition, after further investigation, the police found more evidence that Ridouan and Faissal were busy with finding other ways to launder their money. Ridouan Taghi wanted to be informed about every step of the process in the possible purchase of an ice cream factory in Morocco. The messages revealed that this factory would be of immense help to launder their money. Faissal even got advice from Rafael Imperiale at the time. This factory can produce up to 400 kilos of luxury chocolate, 1,000 kilos of chocolate bars, 350 kilos of ice cream. They charge 2.8 million dirhams. The turnover is 4.4 million and the net profit is 640,000, Faissal wrote to Rafael, his then tutor. "I think this factory is perfect for making up fake invoices," Faissal continued. Rafael also saw the opportunities with this ice cream factory and replied, "For the payments, it's best not to pay in cash. We have to do it in the way that we are untouchable." However, this wasn't the only business decision Faissal was involved with. Faissal was allegedly also involved in a music label called Chapo Productions, which is linked to Boef and Leip, 2 of the most popular rappers in the Netherlands. There are several indications for this. PGP messages show Faisal's brother talking about the music label and an upcoming clip of Boef in Dubai saying to his father, "Boef's clip cannot come out until Chapo Productions is set up. Then we will definitely earn 100,000 euros minimum. Ha ha ha. Really, those are my plans. You, Faissal, and me are managers." Then, a company is registered in the Dutch Chamber of Commerce under the name Chapo Productions. According to the description, the company will produce music as well as video clips, organize music events, do artist management, and set up a music label and sell merchandise. A few days after this PGP message, the video clip is released on YouTube. The intro shows the logo of El Chapo Productions. As you can see, the logo has the name Putin in it. This was for the investigators a clear indication that Faissal is pulling the strings at the record label, because Faisal's nickname is Putin. But there is more. The sole shareholder of El Chapo Productions is another limited company, which appears to be in the name of Mohammed K, a Dutch-Moroccan criminal. The police considers him to be a close contact of Ridouan Taghi as well. On the 7th of April 2017, the music label released another song. The title of the track is Who Talks Goes. The title seems to be a reference to an important law of the underworlds, and the video clip is depicting someone being taken out. It is also a law that Taghi's organization follows, according to the current allegations. It for sure matches a message intercepted in January 2017 from Ridouan Taghi, in which he wrote, "I'm going to make everyone around him sleep if he mentioned my name." The person he was referring to indeed talked, which was followed by the brother of the person actually being taken out. Besides that, the title refers to a liquidation, and that the label is linked to the Taghi family. One of the rappers in this song is friends with a suspect from the Marengo liquidation trial. This suspect is named Zakaria A, who is accused of being involved in several hits and allegedly participated in Taghi's organization. I've made a video about him too, be sure to check it out. In another track released by El Chapo Productions, rapper Leip says in Dutch, "I only work with bosses, they get my plan. We run hard until we move to a warm country, just like my warriors from El Chapo on the other side." Police are sure that this is yet another reference to the Taghi family. Even though the record label doesn't have any of the artists under contract, they accuse El Chapo Productions of being involved in a money laundering scheme of at least 8 million euros. Most of that money was laundered by funding the video clips with illicit gained money. By now we all know that Dubai has always been one of the go-to spots for criminals to hide in. They have been able to live a great life and spend their money on all things luxury Dubai has to offer without getting any questions. Seeing these wanted criminals live such a good life in Dubai has always been painful for Dutch authorities to comprehend. Therefore, back in 2021, the Dutch government approved a treaty with the United Arab Emirates to facilitate extradition of criminals involved in organized crime. It was the first step to getting those wanted Dutch criminals extradited from Dubai, and this treaty would come to haunt Faissal. Because as one of the last standing pillars of what was left of his father's organization, Faissal himself was arrested at the end of July 2023. The 22-year-old who permanently resided in Dubai was arrested after Dutch authorities requested Dubai authorities to do so. The reason for the arrest was that the Dutch authorities suspected Faissal of being a member of his father's criminal organization and that he stood at the helm of it ever since his father got arrested. Faissal and his lawyer immediately denied these allegations and said that Faissal was nothing more than a regular student in Dubai. Despite the extradition treaty, Faissal still remains in Dubai till this day. According to the people familiar with the matter, an initial request for Faisal's extradition has been rejected by the Dubai court because the judge did not consider the suspicions serious enough to have him extradited. The Dutch authorities immediately appealed this decision, which is pending at the time of writing this. They will most likely gather more evidence to back their suspicions and hand it over to the judge in Dubai. Despite the Dutch prosecutors being confident that Faissal will come to the Netherlands, it will mainly be a diplomatic game. You can make all kinds of agreements with each other on paper, but that's not how it works in many countries. With some, it's you have to give something to get something, an expert on the matter has said. It is unsure whether Faissal is still incarcerated in Dubai or that he may have been allowed to await the judge's decision on parole. Sources close to the case say he is still incarcerated in an unknown location that is far from nice. What if he does get extradited? To which prison does he go? His father Ridouan is jailed in the maximum security prison, the Ebbi, in Vught. Will Faissal join him? Dutch politician Ulysse Elian, who is known for his strong stance against organized crime, has said that Faissal should not be jailed together with his father. The risks would simply be too high. Ridouan has already attempted to create an escape plan for himself. Imagine how far he might be willing to go to free him and his own son. That's a question we'd rather not see answered. For now, Faissal allegedly remains incarcerated somewhere in Dubai. I will definitely keep my eye on whether he will be extradited to the Netherlands anytime soon, and if he will be jailed in the same jail as his father is or not. This was the story of Faissal Taghi. As always, thanks a lot for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, a comment sharing your thoughts, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one.